Try it. Nationwide. No?
Is I.
Whoever it be like, you a fool anyway.
Just rapping on the
I already
mic.
knew you were a fool. Like, I'm finna go be nice on the mic. You already be like, my name is Peaches and I'm the best.
I'm gonna do that.
Right on. You gotta do it.
I've gotta
you have to
do
commit
it.
completely to it.
I'm absolutely doing that. Or I'm going to use my signature line. I said, my name is Marty, and I'm from the O, and I'm coming straight to you just to let you know.
Invite a friend. Get him really excited. Like Kanika's gonna come and be part of it too. Gonna go in on the mic. Go.
Just crack
Right
open
on
the
it.
door.
Right on it. Go, Marty. Go, Marty. No, I'm on it. We're both on it.
Please.
Go, Marty.
Can we please
Go,
do this
Marty.
anywhere, anytime?
Oh God.
Please. It must happen.
When you said repeating you, just like that classic,
Listen.
you know what I'm saying? Like hype man. You say something, I'm just gonna repeat you. It's Marty. Oh, Tone. Just
It's so terrible. So terrible right now. I'm so sorry. No, and because you're the hype man, you have to snatch it.
Oh, God. What you gonna do? What is this really beating you? Oh. He said you was nice on the mic. Show him how you nice, Marty. Show him how you nice.
I'm gonna show you.
Oh God.
Nationwide.
Ooh.
If you don't wipe your face,
I know.
It's like you need you need tissue. I need to start just
have
bringing
tissue
here.
Be less funny also too. Like
No,
that part.
I'm never gonna do that.
It'll never happen. That made me cackle. We about to go in. And let me just really get right close to it. When Bonnie told me her girl was gonna come over, they was gonna get nice on my, they was gonna rap on my mic. They meant literally.
I am begging you.
Yeah.
That tickled you, huh? Look at you. Look at you. Crying and stuff.
Oh, God.
Somebody be like, I've had the time of my life. And then you come up behind. Never felt this way.
Right.
Oh, I swear.
I swear.
It's a truth. And I owe it all to you.
Ride it down the wall.
We start doing it.
So we take each other's hand and we understand the urgency.
We are wild. This is a wild time. This is
Oh God! Oh, I was supposed to be getting.
you
no, I
got
had
just
it.
one?
I need multiple tissues because I have it.
No, okay. All right.
Ooh.
All right.
Ooh, listen to me. Why are you
She's
like this?
delirious with joy. It's okay.
Okay,
Whenever you clap,
let me just take a little sip.
just a little sip.
To bring it on down. I'm doing your back. Yo side. nationwide. Is
Who are you?
I'm Mr. Rogers.
And I'm Ned Flanders.
Oh, good choices.
Yeah.
We're also Add Joy.
Where life plus joy equals satisfaction.
Yay! We're back. Okay, we didn't even go anywhere, but we took a little detour from the Joy Principles for a while. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you're like, what are you talking about? A detour from the Joy Principles, and we talked about adding joy to common issues in life circumstances. Go back and watch them because I thought those were like really great. I think all of them are great, obviously, but adding joy to dating, adding joy to being single, adding joy to conflict with family, adding joy to conflict in your workplace, add joy to the thing. Sprinkle a little joy on it.
Sprinkle me, man.
Sprinkle me.
So we're starting a new season on kindness and courtesy.
Come on.
Yes, so tell us, what is kindness and courtesy?
Kindness and courtesy is thinking and behaving in a friendly, respectful manner that conveys compassion and avoids causing hurt or inconvenience to yourself or others.
Yes. So as always, we like to start off with something in our season that kind of opens up each of our episodes. And so we are giving you ideas for random acts of kindness. And you're going to need this.
Yep.
In a couple weeks, we're going to give you a joy charge, and you're going to need some of these as reminders. So just keep that in mind.
Yep.
So first and foremost, say hi to someone in a grocery store and just smile.
Easy.
You know who does this all the time? Anybody who works at Publix. Every single time I am in Publix, they are just like, can I help you? Can I walk you to your car?
Yeah.
How would you like? How's your day
Yeah.
going? But it's so genuine. It's like a really, and it makes me want to talk to them.
You're like,
well, how's your day going?
It's great. Thanks for asking. I couldn't find this pasta. I found it, and I'm going to go
Right.
home and make it. It's going to be
Right.
great.
Yeah.
All right. Hold the elevator for someone who may be several steps behind you. Sometimes we rush in and be like, well, let me push my number so I can get it. It's kind. It's courteous. There's a few seconds.
On the flip side, have you ever seen someone just look at somebody dead in their face while they're running to the elevator? Them doors.
That's cold. That's cold. You don't know if I'm getting, and then oh, my favorite is then you push it again and it reopens it, so it just opens it back up, and then they're on there like, oh, I didn't know you was gonna still get on here. See, I tried to hold it, but
Don't do that. Do the opposite of
do
that.
the opposite of that.
Hold that door open. When you get good service at a restaurant, this is a big one. Ask to speak to the manager and tell them about it. Now, I was talking to my baby daddy the other day, and he said to me, maybe there was a point in time where I was this person. I'll totally own it. But he said something. He was talking to somebody else and was like, don't let Marty get some bad service and she gonna go off. I was like, I do. That's not me. Was that me at like 23 or something? Because I go out of my way to really celebrate the people who give us good service. We love to, we get to partying with the people that serve us. We get to telling them how lovely they are. I'm very big on that. And so, and I think, and consider, that if you are nasty, they're preparing your food.
Yeah. You're not considering the context of their job and their environment many times too. Did you look around and see, is there no other servers but them? And they're the only one. They're running their own food out, or, things like that.
Yeah.
Just go that extra mile even too,
Yeah.
and say, I remember doing that at a restaurant. It was a really nice restaurant in Chicago. And I said, we want to speak to the manager. She said, was everything okay? I was like, no. You've been so amazing that I want the manager to come so I can say, you have an amazing employee here.
I've done that in all kinds of places. Frankly, I did that in a Publix once. I can't even remember why. Oh, the woman was fixing the sandwiches, and that sandwich line gets long.
Listen,
That thing gets
that
long.
sandwich.
And when I tell you that she was just so lovely, everyone was coming up and being rude and nasty, and she just kept her composure. I went and I sought him out. I went and I told that manager, I said, if you don't celebrate that woman there, he said, thank you for saying that. I'll have to go out of my way to please. Yes.
You'll never know.
And what else?
Leave a positive review at a business that you support. Don't just say like, that was really great, or I really enjoyed that. Leave a review. Like, add joy. Like right now, if you're like, I really enjoy them. I've enjoyed their other shows. I'm listening. If it's your first time, those look like some, some ladies I'd like to support in this effort to bring a little joy into the world. Then right now, write a review.
Yes.
Right.
If you're listening to the podcast, write a review. If you are watching us on YouTube, post something below this video. If you are on the socials and you're looking at a snippet, go ahead and post something there. We need all of that. We love your kind words the same way that we like to give kind words.
And it helps us if you really, if you truly believe, which a lot of people say, to us, they're like, we love that you're countering kind of what's out there. It seems like people are using podcasts to dismantle, and to be angry. And we're using this to literally spread joy and increase the vibration of people everywhere. Help us do that by increasing our reach, by liking us and leaving a review. It's an act of kindness.
Yes. So, as Kanika said, over the past few weeks, we have been discussing adding joy to conflictual situations. And we just kind of in our personal conversations, we thought that the obvious next step was talking about kindness and courtesy because, let's not focus on all of the negative. Let's figure out how we can bring that back and let's talk about how we can even avoid some of this conflict, right? If we're in a state of kindness and courtesy, it's much more difficult for us to even arrive at the conflict.
Agreed. So let's break this definition down. Just so, let's run it through one more time, right? Thinking and behaving in a friendly, respectful manner that conveys compassion and avoids causing hurt or inconvenience to yourself or others. We're going to break that down because that does sound lovely, but you're like, what does that mean, right? What does it mean to be friendly?
We often think of friendliness as a superficial response to others. But really, truly, it is a commitment to being truly collegial to others. Yes. All it is. Yeah. It's just deciding that I'm just going to work as a member of this group. Yep. It means I'm just going to be considerate of other people. Whatever that means, considering them as an individual, considering their time, considering the efforts or the work that they've done. That's what it means to just be friendly with people. Yeah.
I think, people are like, does it mean walking around with just a big grin on my face and always having, it might for some people. It works for me. But, that's not necessarily it. It's the commitment part because you might make a mistake or you might have a down day, but are you committed? Right? Is your spirit committed to being, in harmony with people?
Because then you're much more willing to undo the places where you did fail. Yeah. Yep. That's good.
Yep.
That's good.
So respect, right? It is a word, and our personal definitions, can differ, right? So sometimes it can be a bit of a contentious point interpersonally because people are like, "You disrespect me." You disrespected me. If you've ever heard somebody say, "You're like, I did." Sometimes you don't even know that happened, or they're talking about someone else. Oh no, she doesn't respect me. She doesn't. Like you didn't see it, right? And what we're suggesting here is then don't focus on the disrespect. You ever notice we say that word way more than we say respect? She better not disrespect me. Well, she don't disrespect me, I won't disrespect her. Right. How about we lead with just respect?
What does it look like to respect you? What does it look like when I honor you? So the consideration of how can I proactively show another person that I regard their feelings, their rights, their beliefs, all of that.
Right. That's what respect is.
And then it's much easier to understand what the disrespect is, right? But it's so true. We talk about this in schools. Teachers will say this to a child that's been acting up. Well, I put them out because they disrespected me. No. What does that mean?
Yes.
What specifically does that mean? And it's best to talk in terms of what they did not do, not talking about, you have to establish what was the thing I asked them to do. You would have been respecting me if when I asked you to sit down,
now I have something.
Right? That would have been respect. It was disrespect when you said, I ain't got to sit down, and you walked out of the classroom. But that is much clearer.
We need to do that with adults. What are you talking about? We need to do that in our relationships.
constantly.
That was disrespectful. I don't even know what you're talking about.
What
you come back from a
was
party and you're like, your behavior was disrespectful. I don't know what you mean. You in that man's face. What do you mean in that man's face?
When you climbed in
What
the
are we
bed with
talking
me
about?
with lipstick smeared across your face,
I found that
felt
disrespectful.
that you were not honoring the fact that we're in a relationship. I'm speaking from experience.
Can we wipe another
Not
woman's
really.
face off? That was discourteous.
I mean, what I'm saying is be very clear about the respect part so that now you understand where you went awry
Right.
and disrespected me.
And we can have respect between us and disagree. I think what we start to feel like, they didn't disrespect you because they disagreed. You're not disrespected if they don't see what you see in terms of a point. We can be in complete honor and respect with one another and have a totally different viewpoint on whatever we're discussing. That's fine. Right. But I think there's a way that we can still be respectful. That's what that means. We can be kind and courteous and disagree.
Correct.
We absolutely can. All right. Kindness and courtesy also involves compassion.
This is so big, y'all. This is so big. To be kind and courteous, you have to have compassion for, I'm not even talking about the individual, just humanity.
Compassion for the human experience.
We are most unkind when we do not empathize or relate to a situation, period.
Yep. We can be quick to dismiss someone. We were talking about this earlier, right? About, people look at the homeless population, for example, and they're lazy. Why don't they just get a job? As if they would prefer, what I'm saying? As if anybody prefers to be outside asking for money, trying to scrounge for it, as if that was someone's preference, right? But we're not. We get to that place because we're not understanding or empathizing with their situation. We don't know that half of them have such severe mental illness. There's no way. I mean, we have disorganized schizophrenia. You are not just going up and getting a job. That a vast majority of women that are outside and unhoused are fleeing violent relationships. Like we're not, a good number of them are veterans. And that PTSD is so great after voluntarily serving this country, right? That they can't even hold on to a job and an apartment and end up being unhoused. Like if we could have compassion for just the human existence.
A few of you are one paycheck
You're
away
a check
from
away.
homelessness.
I just talked about that in my class, and they were my students kind of laughed. I was like, no, think about it. Think about it. If you don't get your next paycheck, what happened? You only get it twice a month. Or do you live somewhere where they let you just hold on till next month? And they were like, oh God, that's right. I am a check away, one check away from being outside. So if we could just get
consider
that and have some compassion for people's situations, it gets us out of that place of being discourteous enough.
Kindness and courtesy requires a conscious avoidance of causing hurt to others. This is so big. A conscious avoidance.
Not just carelessly acting out here. We're talking about being intentional.
That every time I come into contact with this person I love, I am avoiding the possibility of hurting them.
Right.
I'm considering the ways I know that they hurt, and I'm not doing those things. Right. That's different from I slipped up. I did something I didn't know it hurt you.
Yeah. I'm putting effort.
I am putting effort. I know this pushes your button, so I'm not going to do that thing.
Sometimes it's the smallest tweak. It's not even a big thing that you're, I don't want to do all this stuff to cater to people. Because I can hear people now, kind of being like, I don't want to walk on eggshells and carry folk and folk can do. I'm not. Sometimes the tweak is so small. It's such a small thing that you can do to just show kindness to others. I hear people say it all the time. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost you anything. You're making up that it's going to cost you something. It costs you ego sometimes and pride.
Which you don't need.
Which you need to work on getting rid of anyway. So that was a benefit. That costs you nothing. That approach to things. We're saying go beyond that. I'm just gonna do what I do, and if it hurts people, no. Right. We're saying be conscious about being kind and courteous to others.
Yes, which should come as second nature for those that we love. We should only have to work on this
right
for the people we don't know.
Yeah.
But some of us are struggling with the people we love.
Sometimes more greatly, actually.
More
Right. Putting in a lot of effort to make sure that a waitress or someone else, you know what I mean, like you're kind and courteous to them, but your wife or your dad doesn't get it.
Well, here's another thing to consider. If we do not purposefully attempt to hurt one another, right? But we do. We just make a mistake. And we do not change how we operate in response. We are not in kindness and courtesy.
Right. It is not kindness to continue a pattern of the accidental injury, because at some point we should have taken time. Right. I just keep on doing. I just keep knocking this over and over again. At some point I said to myself, I will give more space. I'll move this from the edge. I will, something else would have to happen to show I am thinking about not hurting you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. And then using the principle requires a thoughtful and purposeful attempt to avoid harming another, and a shift in behavior and cognition when we accidentally do.
And that shift in cognition, we often think that, like, as long as I'm not cussing somebody out, you're good. Right? That's a shift in thinking that has to happen. That's an attitude and mindset a little bit, right? Like, you cannot have the attitude, did I punch you in the throat? Then you're good.
Why do we do this?
I remember being told this before, like it just in partnership. I mean, did I cuss you out? I mean, did I slap your mama? Is that the standard? I'm supposed to believe. But I'm gonna tell you, you're treating me kindly because my mother wasn't assaulted by you. That
goes back to that idea of focus on the respect as opposed to the disrespect.
Right.
You are talking to me about what you consider disrespect.
Right.
To be, you've gone too far. My disrespect was here. You are all the way down.
Right.
My disrespect was back here somewhere that I'm talking about, and it's not wrong just because it's here, and yours is all the way down here. I'm saying if we're in partnership,
find out what your partner finds respectful. Right. I find it respectful when you talk to me in a soft voice. This is real for me. Right. I don't. Not only is being cursed at a no.
This is so
when
good.
Your volume is high.
This is so good.
Who are we talking? I don't know what's happening
I'm the same
here. We need to bring these voices down. Who are you screaming at? Now, some people that doesn't
move them.
That's respectful. That's fine. That's
some people consider that. Yes.
You know what I mean? That's wonderful. Yep. That is not Kanika Bell. Right. So to be in partnership with Kanika Bell, you'd have to find out what is respectful for her. Right. It is respectful to speak to her in a calm and a quiet voice. Screaming on her is not. There'll be no fruit.
And then once we get to that place where you're arguing with me how this is not disrespect because you just don't agree. We're not in kindness and courtesy for one another.
Here we are. That's where conflict. Remember, we just conflict is always coming from that kind of. I just want to be right here. Right. Yes. Somebody just taking it out of this. Somebody accident. When I'm really ticklish, right? And people are like, I didn't tickle you. How you telling me I'm not tickled? You just go insist. What's happening in my body and the way I'm experiencing it? No, I did not tickle you yet, but you did though. I just touched right. I understand. I'm telling you though what's happening in me. Why are we arguing about that? We
do this to people all the time.
Why are we arguing about what's happening inside?
Oh, you team too much. And I responded to how offended I was. And maybe if you took the time to consider what I feel the offense was, like, let's go there. Let's do more of that. Let's talk through more of that.
Find out that thing. But that requires that action and intentionality. And that's what we're saying. Kindness and courtesy doesn't just come. Yeah. I just wake up and, whatever I do is going to be kindness or courteous as long as I don't shoot anybody today. That can't be how we move. It has to be like, no, I'm thinking about it. It's conscious. I am consciously planning and intending on being kind and courteous when I'm in these situations. It's a different way of looking at it. And we're saying that brings joy to your life.
And this is a big one that we've been talking about lately. Even inconveniencing people can be unkind. I'm not even going to say can be, is. Inconveniencing someone, knowing I'm inconveniencing someone is kind. If I don't show up with an apology and the desire to change behavior,
different later.
It's unkind. Yes.
You really have to actively, you know what I mean, put effort into not distress. I don't want to stress you. I don't want to cause harm to you. And or to myself. You know, we've been talking about like kind of my time management as of late. I can do a little like, and I don't mean to. I'm not somewhere like, you know, I don't care what time I get there. I'm actually breaking my neck. I'm sweating. I'm speeding. I'm cheering. You know what I'm saying? I'm just carrying
She's
on.
taking herself through it.
I'm taking myself through it, right? But I'm, you know, realizing that it inconveniences people when they have to wait for me. It inconveniences them for them to be anxious about, I wonder if we're going to catch the start of this because I wonder if she's going to be on time. You know what I mean? Like that. I don't want to do that to friends and family. Why would I want that?
That's good reflection.
Why would I want that? Why would I want Thanksgiving, everybody just standing around because we want to wait as a family? And I'm just, you know what I mean, because I'm late and they're just hungry and looking at turkey. She has the rolls, so I just... Why would I want that? You know, why would I want that? Why would I want for myself, right, to be so stressed? I can value someone else, being kind and valuing somebody else's time, right? Actually, I'm realizing is being kind to me. It shows my I'm courteous to myself when that happens.
Yes.
So that's we wanted to just start with that kind of, you know, we're gonna have a series just like we've been having, right? Of ways to increase the kindness and the courtesy in your life. And we thought that this was a good time to do that, right? Not just because it's kind of getting in that, it's the holiday season and we're going into New Year and all that stuff like that, but just because sometimes we've been seeing a lot of unkindness, you know what I mean? Like just an unnecessary amount of discourtesy. Let's try to shift that.
Because it doesn't take much, y'all. It really doesn't. To just, you know, when you get to the fork in the road in your mind, should I let this person in the lane? Should I not? Like, it doesn't take much for you to just be like, come on.
It takes that pride and that ego, I'm telling you. Because people are like, no, I'm not going to let.
That's the
okay,
thing
what's
that
the
you're
fruit from
trying
the
to
I'm not going to let? Well, I mean, I don't want him thinking he can what? Thinking he could what?
We're going to talk about that in some upcoming episodes.
Yes. So in this season, we're going to, this is going to be one of my favorite Joy Journal seasons. I can feel it, right? Because we want the Joy Journals. And again, follow us on the socials. Please respond when we put our questions out. We want your kindness stories. It can be uplifting. That if you missing the podcast, if you just need a little pick me up, you can fast forward just to the kindness stories, I think, and just be elevated by, you know, maybe we should put some people's kindness stories out on the socials. Just I am so enlightened and elevated by hearing about, you know, an act of kindness.
Yeah.
So we asked some of our Joy Johns today to submit.
Yes, so the first one, Joy John Ronnie sent in, he said, my job is an academic advisor, but one day a student came into my office so clearly distressed. Honestly, it is not my job to attend to her emotions or stay beyond my allotted time for advisement meetings, but I did both. And she left feeling much better, and I did too. That's the thing about kindness, y'all. It affects you. So much more than the person that you gave
what
it
I
to.
know good. Close to her death, people asked Mother Teresa about, like, you know, what made you so altruistic? And she said, "Oh, I wasn't." They were like, "Yes, you were. You were in Calcutta. You were just deliberate." She's like, "Oh no, I got a great feeling, and God blesses me when I do it. That it was almost selfish." She's like, I didn't do that for. I got so much from doing it. I can't dare call myself altruistic.
Good. That's good.
I got my blessings by giving to other people. That wasn't altruism. So Joy John Roderick, actually, I saw him talk about this because he made kind of a post online about this, and it got some people kind of talking about our collective heart, I think, as a society. You know what I mean? Caring about humanity. So he went to his favorite barbecue spot. And there was a man outside that appeared to be homeless, and he asked him if he could. The man asked Joy John Roderick, "Can you buy me some food?" Roderick had already bought his, and he was walking up to his car, but he turned around and he said, "I got a slab of ribs. You gonna get a slab of ribs, right?" But the business tried to refuse Roderick's purchase, saying, you know, we don't want to encourage kind of like panhandling or anything kind of outside. We'll end up, you know, with kind of ne'er-do-wells out in front of the business, and that's not good for business, right? And so Roderick even said back to him, I get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get what you're saying. No other people out here. It's one hungry man. And I really could have not mentioned that it was from you. Just kind of looked out and saw. I could just be in here a patron. Are you turning down my business? And so the person working there did. And so he was like, he spoke to the manager, and he also took to social media, not to besmirch necessarily just the business or to run the business
to Keith
down.
Lee it.
Not to say, right. But just to say, I think we might need to put some of our business policies in question here, because it's a law in Atlanta that the unhoused cannot gather within so many feet of establishments. But again, what if they need to go? What if they do have money and need to go in? I mean, are you stopping them? You look homeless, so you got to stay out. I mean, we do need to think about that. And the fact that we're not allowed, the housed are not allowed to purchase things for the unhoused. That's how they will stay unhoused, right? So it was his quick act of kindness, right? Turned into a compassionate plea. And he even said, I've got to do something with these emotions. I said, well, maybe look for some ways you can donate time at a soup kitchen during, Thanksgiving holidays. He was like, thank you. I will do all of that, because he was like, the plight of the unhoused really, I mean, it came from just, I'll buy you some ribs, to now being just a dedication. But that's the rippling effect of being kind, y'all. Like, we can shift how the earth works if we really are dedicated to this. One act of kindness at a time.
It's the compassion. It's the consideration. Yeah.
This is the season to do it.
This is the season to do it. Well, I'm excited about this.
Me too.
Is on your side.